recently joined by the Mississaugas of New Credit, as well as the Anishinaabe or Ojibwe and allied nations, to peaceably share the land and the resources around the Great Lakes. 5 times the violence as other Canadian women, and often crimes are investigated at the lowest level of any others that we experience. We already know those numbers are too. Supports environmental rights, and that supports all human.
We are gay women, knocking at the doors of so many of them went home, satisfied in the possible. And then we came and asked you to unpack their beliefs, their sexuality, contribute.
In my eyes, the races my face in those spaces.
Intersectional feminism, it's not as recognized as it should be, and I think speaking up as women as a whole is important, but also speaking up as women, helping other women who have less opportunity to speak up for themselves and to be there in support of women who are just now speaking up for themselves.
What do you think men's role is in this sort of movement? What is their responsibility in this movement?
I think similarly to like my mother's sign with intersectional feminism, I think it's important when you're here as a supporter to speak up, but also to be there in support of women speaking up, and to make sure that you're here supporting women but not drowning out women's voices.
Nice that since it's the second year in a row, the momentum is still here. Obviously love seeing all the different unions and different groups who have a stake in this. It's a cross-section of society of all the people who care about it, so it's really, really great to see so many different people out here today. You know, this year's the sort of theme is the Me Too and against violence against women, so this is one of those things that I hope that like more people realize that it is happening not just to some people but to almost everybody that you know, and that every woman knows someone who has been sexually assaulted or groped or whatever it is, and yet so many men don't seem to know people who do that. So men need to get their shit together and talk to their friends and be like, don't do that. So I'm hoping that this opens the eyes of people who actually can get it together and stop doing that shit.
From an elected point of view, you can't ignore this. Now this is a view that an event that happens every year here. There's elected officials here. There's people running for office that are here. So listening to these speakers, reading the signs, listening to people here. As this happens more and more every single year, it becomes a bigger thing you just can't ignore.
The overall message of these marches are that there are things systemically in our culture which we here today don't find acceptable. That we collectively, we all have our reasons for being here, but a great point about sexual harassment in the workplace and sexual harassment in general. Harassment in the workplace in general is not acceptable, and these are the things that, as we work to kind of change our culture for the better, that we, people that are here today just are simply saying we don't find these things acceptable.
Speaking up to your friends when they do something shitty, especially when women aren't in the room. Sexist comments, whether they've said something about a girlfriend or a colleague, whatever it is your responsibility to nip that in the bud and say, that's not okay. Don't do that anymore. And to let them know that you're not okay with it, because if you don't say anything, it's tacit, and you aren't doing anything to help if you're silent.
Yeah, well, I think and understanding that we are collectively trying to learn as a culture to grow and evolve, and sometimes it's finger pointing, and sometimes it's the conversations we have in our basements, and sometimes it's just taking a step back and thinking about what's been going on, how it affects us, and maybe what role we can play.
I think it's very important that if you have a voice, you use it, and the more people turn out to events like this, the more it normalises the conversation, and I think it's obviously a conversation that we need to be having, and if people stay home, then there are less people talking about it.
Absolutely, I think there's been a big shift over the last few years in the right direction, but that's only because people are coming out and speaking out, and sure, people can say that they're supportive, but if they don't turn out and they don't say something, nothing changes.
Exactly, silence is compliance.
I think if you're not standing shoulder to shoulder with us against sexism and against inequality, then you're actually in support of the other
perpetuating
side.
The issue, exactly.
Yeah, you can say that you're supportive, but if you sit at home and you don't do anything, you are on the other side.
Exactly, we need to do this together.
Yeah.
can't be passive. If you're not standing with me, then you can't stand with me.
I don't think this is something that women can do on their own. It is still the situation that men are in a lot of positions of power and a lot of positions of decision making. And if there's 50% of the population aiming for one thing and 50% kind of standing idly by, we're not going to get anywhere.
I think this march is really empowering, and it's really important for women as well as young girls that are growing up. I feel like this march really inspired me, saying that we are not alone and there's hundreds of other women supporting us so we can achieve our goals. I think it would raise like a lot more awareness and educate people a lot more, because people don't really know what feminism really stands for. Like, people think that it's more against men, but rather we just want to be equal to men, as well as solve some of the issues that men are going through as well. So it's not just all about women. When these marches occur, like, a lot of people are more educated, especially men. So it's better for everyone. I feel the same thing. I feel the word feminism is really scary to some people because they don't know what it is. They feel like we just want to overpower everyone, but we just want to be equal to everyone else. So it's just supporting that word and bringing awareness to these issues. I think we really just want to educate a lot of like men, male, like boys all around the world, because like not a lot of men, they don't know about like what goes on like in women's lives. Not even just like rights and education and work, pay equity. It's like sexual harassment and all the stuff that's been going on for years now. I think men shouldn't be afraid to come out to these marches and shouldn't be afraid to actually want to be educated. I don't think that a lot of men would want to take that initiative because they're just afraid of like the word feminism. They don't want to appear as like sissy or like, you know, a lot of words that men are called. So I think men feel that they're going to be effeminized and they're going to think that they're powerless because they're supporting this cause, a feminist cause, but they shouldn't be. They should be empowered, supporting us women. I think men, they really think that they're like better than women. When they see us doing protesting and stuff like this, they're like, oh, like, you know, whatever, like, we're just women, like, they don't care. But like, that's why we have to be really strong and fight back.
The unfortunate circumstances are men are on the top, so we're in more of a position to make things happen, to create that change on behalf of, well, hesitate to say better sex, but equal sex.